got beef with me? Who got beef with me?
Hop back in. I look good. I look good. I look really good. That's how I see me. You can tell I'm taking care of myself for real. But I think it's time to hop back into the topics of things going on in the world. All right, let's start off. Let's start off with some slight stuff that happened just a minute ago. Oh wait, the Lakers are can't. Okay, well, I didn't see this. Reed Shepard steals the ball. I'm tripping. Y'all can't even see. Wi-Fi tripping. Okay.
Shepard wheeling, taking, big bucket. Reed
Shepard
Shepard pushes it back to 2 possessions.
What a gutsy basket by Reed Shepard. Mishandled the ball out top, but didn't panic.
James has it ripped away. Shepard on the steal and the flush.
Is going in front of my eyes. Okay, so clearly you can see Lakers, who was up 3-0 on the Rockets, which a lot of soccer to anybody because a lot of people felt the Rockets going to the series had an upper hand in the Lakers. Honestly, I don't know why people saw this wasn't going to be a good series. A lot of people felt like the Rockets was heavily should have been heavily. A lot of people felt like the Rockets was like the overwhelmingly super dogs in this, but I always felt like that Lakers team with Luka, LeBron, and Reeve, if they was all healthy, I think they would have given Houston a hell of a run. But even without Jamal being healthy, they're up 3-2 now, and then Rockets having a little issue with Kevin Durant, him being in and out the lineup, him missing games, teammates not knowing where he's at, a lot of miscommunication. You know, a couple months ago, I think, month or two ago, we had the whole Burners thing or during All Star break, with KD getting caught on Burners again. Um, this series is getting interesting. It was interesting at the beginning because we don't know. It was the whole thing of it when Luka gonna come back, when AR gonna come back. Can LeBron carry this team at 41 years old, and KD was I think he missed the first game. Played the second game. The team didn't really look good when he was on the floor, and he'd been in and out of the lineup and been dealing with injuries. Now we have the Rockets without KD, and you will get to see what they can do. Now, are they playing it like this because KD down the floor, or is just not having the pressure of KD being there make the people wanna make the players on Rockets wanna play better? I guess it's not having that pressure on the floor, but them coming potentially coming back, pushed into a game 6 in Houston. This series can get interesting. My theory is, if KD can get hurt, get healthy, and he can come back and these Rockets team just play like they have like been playing the past couple games with him out. I think, me personally, I think them having KD there, KD of course fits the team. I just think having KD there made like players lazy and just well, let's just depend on KD to get us a bucket instead of now you making these young stars having to figure it out. It's kind of a blessing in disguise If they don't win this series, you can see okay they're learning, they're kind of getting it. I think Sengun had 14, 9, and 8, 14 points, 9 assists or rebounds, and 8 yeah. But you can tell they starting to figure it out a little bit. They of course they gotta set their game up a little bit more, but with KD being out, is it kind of a blessing in disguise, making these guys pick up the slack and not depend on KD? Who knows? We'll see what happens in Game 6, but yeah, that's something we want to touch on a little playoff basketball. I know I didn't touch on like a lot of other stuff. Um, I do want to react to some of the games that I didn't see. I saw Pistons and Magic. Saw 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 the two picks, top pick, and Kay Cunningham and Paolo going at each other, and it was a decent game. Piston went down to a sneaky underrated Orlando team who had issues going this season, especially had with injuries and all that, and particularly before the whole play-in thing, they were talking about the coach being fired no matter what happened in the playoff. To them being up 3-2 on the Pistons, well, it was up 3-1 on the Pistons, but who knows still what happened with the Colts if they end up blowing this lead. But this this Orlando team, oh damn, y'all can't even see. This Orlando team was a lot better than what was expected. They're doing what people thought they were supposed to be doing. This Orlando team is really good.
Cunningham fires. Oh yeah!
Making some shots, made the game. Look at his block by Duran. Boom, boy, that was a crazy good block. Pistons Magic game was really good. I think Cade scored the most points in playoff game 45, and also Paolo scored 45 tonight. Which like a lot of people was giving Paolo a lot of slack and whatnot, and it's rightfully so. But Paulo really proven he deserved to be all the hype he got because at the end of the day, like postseason, regular season does matter, but postseason is where you really make your money as a star player. And 45 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 17, that's 31 from the field goal, 10 from 3 point. Maybe better at free throws, but like that's really good. And look what Cade was doing. Yeah, like let's do it.
You probably grew up watching some great playoff duels. What was that like going back and forth with Cade? You guys are like the second pair of guys to score 40 each in a playoff game since Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray.
Yeah, I mean, in the heat of the moment, you're not really thinking about it. You're just thinking about getting the win. But sure, one day you'll look back and be like, that was a hell of a game. But, me and him been going at it since, AAU days. So no surprise there that that happened.
I know you
Yeah, man, they had a real nice battle tonight. So Paulo really getting right. He really coming into his own. A lot of people just had a lot of harsh things to say about him this season, and rightfully so. But the one main thing you can make up everything is in the postseason, and postseason is where everything matters, where you make your money. Um, Him showing up in the postseason, even though I think Fawn was out tonight. Just showing that you can put up points and you can go bucket with the best player on the other team. really showed that he got a bright future in this league. So, yeah, like that. Let's get into some reaction because I know I missed the Raptors. Before we can watch I can watch the I can watch the rewatch the Magic game. I don't really want to watch the Raptors and Cavs. I really didn't get to finish that game. Working man, but working man can't sit and watch the game all the time. So let's watch. Which one we want to watch? NBA.
Guys, we welcome you to downtown. Once down
And they were talking
12,
about
they
Jared
got
Allen
down to
playing
3.
ball.
Harden's going to try to get the tie way off the mark that time, but it ends up in the
Mobley,
hands
there you
of
go,
Evan
man.
Mobley.
Look at your head.
Steph Curry. Inbound Mobley, big man
Mobley.
triple.
Looking like KG with a jumper.
Big
man.
triple also. A lot of Mobley.
Mobley.
How about
my
that?
goodness,
He was
man.
2 for 11 from 3 in the first
Mobley
4
just felt like
games,
this.
and that's 3. Big triple.
Right, so the Cavs won that game. This was one of those series like a lot of people were favoring the Cavs, picking the Cavs like they have an easy time with this Raptors team, which I don't know what the fuck people be watching. I don't know. Raptors team like they got size, length. I feel like this team had like decent talent, but not quite the talent of Mitchell and Harden. But defensively, this team will give like a lot of people fits. So them matching up with the Cavs, I did expect this to be a tough series for the Cavs, but they win. What was this? It was game 5, so they go up 3-2. Next game 6. What is this? No, this was game. This is game 6 right here. What the fuck? I'm tripping. Okay, yes, they go up 3-2. Hopefully they can close it out. Hold up, 3. They want more. But I don't know. Okay, they go up 3-2, but I'm not gonna do all that math. It's 1:00 in the fucking morning. All right, don't be on my dick about it's game 5, whatever. Listen, Cal win this game. Yep, 3-2. Hopefully, the Raptors got to regroup and see what they did wrong today. Mobley and Allen look like they played great, decent today, better than they in recent games. So if this team really get their stuff together, I always think they can be a threat in the East. I definitely like them, like to come out the East for sure. If now I think for other maneuvers you forgot the Spurs destroy the Suns. They just sweep them. Yes, Suns. We don't know what she's gonna do with Devin Booker, but at this point, Devin Booker being your number one star player is not a bright idea. You probably need to bring your true number one. Blazers lose. Blazers, had a lot of turmoil starting the season for the fact they went to the playoff and had a decent season despite having the head coach be on leave due to gambling, and your best player is out with Achilles, and who knows what he look like when he comes back. But they had a decent year. Denny Avia played had a better year this year. Who else we can talk about like this team is look like they can be something if James can come back healthy and look like he was prior to the injury. This team could be decent next year. This probably if I'm being honest with you, this the best team that Dame ever had constructed around him. Um, it just happens to be in one of the toughest times to fucking make it through the finals. So we'll see what they look like next year. What else? We can talk about. I guess it'd be a perfect time to finish up. Let's watch a little bit of pitching the Magic game. Even though I've seen quite a bit of it. Nah, what pitching? I'm not watching pitching tab. Pitching Magic. Damn.
Cunningham during a play tonight. John 5 in Motown. Pistons control the tip.
I was surprised with the officiating crew. I thought they'd go away from NBA refs and get some MMA guys in here for this one.
It has been physical, you're right. Duran, the back in on Carter. He turns and scores, plus the foul.
They won the first 2 rounds before losing in the conference finals to Boston. Both these fan bases are fantastic. I love them both, and they've both been waiting a long time.
Harris, big finish.
That
Carroll, one-on-one
Oh my
with
God.
Harris. Goes no look. And Bain gets to the rim for the deuce. 7-2 Detroit, looking to add to it. The cutter, Harris. Stop and go. Breaks it in. And the foul.
Wow. If you're Orlando, you're coming in serious about trying to close a series. You're going to give up 3 offensive rebounds on missed free throws.
The steal. Bain accelerates and lays it in.
I'm not gonna lie, Bane.
2 turnovers for Cunningham in the early going. Robinson clean look. Rims out. And it's in there. Excuse me on the follow.
I didn't watch
They're
a lot
just
of
going for the rebound. And the ball pops up and into the basket.
4 offensive rebounds already.
Bain answers with a triple for Detroit. And Bain's got all of the points for the Magic. Cunningham, body bump, and the fade is pure.
Well, so when you think of Cade Cunningham can bully him a little bit like he could Jamal Cain.
Cunningham trying to get around Suggs, lines it up, knocks it down.
But when he gets that switch on Suggs, he's got a lot of size advantage.
The Pistons open up 6 of 9 from the field. Orlando is 3 of 9. Bang, Carroll bangs in a triple. Detroit under 7 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Duran had it knocked away. It's going to be a break opportunity. Bang, Carroll to the rim for the flush.
In this,
I'm finna watch the whole thing, man. I'm tired. I'm sorry, guys. Fuck it. You wanna watch it? Go watch the fucking highlights. Go watch the fucking playback, whatever. This was a good game. Good gander between Cade and Paolo, man. The future is here. Fuck, I don't fuck with anybody talking about there's no face of the league. Do you even need a face of a league, dog? Like, for real? I know people say NFL have Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes missed the fucking playoff this year, and the NFL was fine, bro. Like, of course, having a face of the league is cool, but if you got like a lot of deep, I would take having a deep league full of stars instead of just one face of a league star. You know, even when Tom Brady was in his prime, he was never truly the face of the league. So yeah, man, I like what Paulo and Cade did tonight. I think the Magic still gotta be worried going forward. The injuries are still creeping up on them. Fonz was out. I don't know if when he's gonna come back, but yeah. As far as the NBA, Lakers, starting to crumble. Rockets, the young players from the Rockets starting to figure it out. Better hope Lucas can come back. and hope KD doesn't come back and he doesn't add on to the progress that some of these Rockets players have showed in the past couple of days. So yeah. Oh, what else? What else can we touch on? We can go a little political with the Voting Rights Act today that got. But I'm not. I got to get about defense of that before I even have a conversation. So I'll lay down long. We can talk about Meg Thee Stallion getting cheated on by Klay Thompson. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. That's crazy. Um, what else can we talk about? The draft. I know we didn't get to the draft. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I do gotta react to some of the draft stuff. That's on me. I should have did some the night of the draft, but I wasn't thinking, man. I had a lot going on, man. So I guess I react to the draft, even though like this year draft wasn't crazy deep. It still has some decent content coming from the draft. Some just my thoughts. So I gotta share that later. Whenever I have time, I'm gonna come back. But yeah, I think we're going on an hour here, man. I'm getting woozy over here. Um, like what? Oh, we not even on the hour. We 37 minutes. Bro, I'm already tired. 30 minutes, 7 minutes, and can we get to more stuff? Let's see what we can do. Go on YouTube and look up on YouTube, man. Is there anything on YouTube that we can watch on my F page? But I ain't shit on my For You page, man. Listen, man. I can go longer. I can probably go longer. Well, it's just I gotta find stuff to look at. We can touch on the draft, man. Yeah, let me touch on the draft, man. So I guess so. This is what happened in the draft. This is what Arizona got. They got Jeremiah Love first round. I don't know who the fuck Chase. They got Carson back. Pick up Taylor Proctor. Another Proctor. This is who they picked up. But Falcons have got AJ Terrell brother. They got some more defense. They went receivers second, third round. Went more defense later round. Offensive tackle last round. Here's what Baltimore picked up an inside lineman to help out with the um, Leonard Baum leaving for Vegas. Zion Young on the edge to help out with some of the depth on pass rushing. They went receiver back to back from Jacoby Lane from USC and Elijah Sawad from Indiana. Tight end to help deal with they're losing. I think they lost Likely, so they dropped Matthew Hiberner from SMU. Go DB and then go back to tight end, running back. So they try to help out that. They try to help out more on the offensive side. Here's what the Buffalo Bills they got. T.J. Parker from Clemson. They went defense to defense with the offensive coach being his first year. They go defense back to back. So they know what they need. They already traded for a receiver, so they didn't really need much receiver help. So they went defensive heavy this draft. coach. Momo Filling for the Panthers. Lee Hunter, Texas Tech. You get another decent player from the Texas Tech team. A receiver, DB, safety, linebacker, more defense. Like more defense. Bears get a safety to help out in that defense. Go to Sean Lyman, second pick. Go to tight end from Stanford. From what I heard, he's a good blocking tight end, so it might help him out because they like to run the ball. And they go DB linebacker is what the Bengals got. You know, they traded that first pick with for old buddy from the Dexter Lawrence, whatever, from the Giants, and they go defense, which they need a lot of help. Browns go offense, receiver, which they need a lot of. They go safety. Then they do some defense and tight end. Go after another quarterback, tight end. Malachi. Here's the crazy thing of the night. The Cowboys ever get Caleb Downs. Yeah, it was ever get Caleb Downs, and they got Malachi Lawrence at the end of the first round. Just real decent. The team that really need defense. Went heavy defense the first 3 picks. Hit one on offensive tackle. One on offensive lineman. Go to DB, D-line, and receive at the end. Here's what Broncos, you know, they got to pay their first pick for Waddle. And just what they want. They want defense, running back, and whatever. Here's what the Lions did. Here's what the Green Bay did. Houston did. Colts did. They got C.J. Allen. It was a nice little pickup for them. They replaced, I forgot old buddy name, Jair Franklin. His Jag people not liking the Jag picks. I don't know, man. Only time would tell. Chief getting master in the lane and Peter Woods. A lot of people feel like they should have just waited to get the lane, but who knows, man. He was the best DB in the draft. Late Raiders, who also had a crazy offseason, getting players, trade a player, and trading goes through, and they got him back with all the addition they have. So, and they got Jamad McCoy, who's really good DB, but he had some injury concerns because he missed the whole last season. And people are still worried about his injury, but they got him. Maybe he'd be a nice pickup. They also with the free agency they got, so that's nice for them. Messidor from Miami goes to Chargers. Help out that defense a little bit more. I know they lost one of their pass rushers, so that's good. And they go inside lineman, second round, which they needed help with all the injuries they had. And here's the shocker of the fucking draft. The fucking ran with the first pick instead of helping out, you know, try to get the best player. They go with Ty Simpson for the future pick. It was a lot of stuff about, you know, was Sean McVay happy about this? Did he want this? He didn't look too happy after picking Ty Simpson, but who knows? Another time will tell if this will be a dumb pick or not. Caden Potter from Alabama goes to Miami. Whoever's the quarterback this year. Chris Johnson, he goes defense. Minnesota, Caleb Banks from Florida. New England, have a lot of controversy because we never had to get touched on the Rossini and Babel files, but this is what the Patriots did right here. Look at the New Orleans Saints get Jason Tyson. We were talking. This is watching the Cavs. Jordan Tyson goes to New Orleans Saints, and they go defense second round. Just a nice pickup. We'll see what if what's the I always forget the Saints quarterback, but he's a little older guy. We'll see if he have a better season those jokes about him being old. Talashaw. Maybe all the jokes about Talashaw being old and maybe help him out. So we'll see how he develops this upcoming season. And the Giants go Arvell Reese, who a lot of people saying he's gonna be probably playing linebacker more in coverage, I guess, or whatever. He's more of a raw player, so you can kind of move him. And they go Francis, I forgot what his name was, Maguire. This is a nice pickup for them. A lot of people, some people complaining about this, like, but you need all the online help you need, and this is a nice pickup for them. And Francis is a real good offensive lineman who's going to help him out. Colton Hood from Tennessee, Malachi Field, who is a underrated pickup. He can be really good on his team. Jets had and a lot of people say this is an A draft. David Bailey, Texas Tech, Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon, Omar Cooper from Indiana, who was a good pick. And after this, man, you got Cade Klubnik. So, only thing, they don't have a certified quarterback for the future. I know they got Geno this year. Who knows who can be the quarterback of the future? Maybe it be Cade, maybe somebody who in a draft next year, but we see Eagles get Malachi Lemon. They still from the Steelers, which if I had to get into this fucking shit, man, like first of all, it was reported that we wanted offensive linemen going ahead to the draft. Omar talked to some people, basically from just Wild Star from Pat McAfee. So it was doubtful. They was thinking offensive linemen. Even when they selected offensive linemen, there were a lot of the guys said, and a lot of people felt like, this is what Omar wanted. And then some weird story came out that we somehow was on the phone with Malachi Lemon before he was selected by the Eagles, who traded up to get him, and it led to a whole controversy because some people was like, "Nah, that's not the Steelers. The Steelers didn't do that. They didn't really try to go after a player who they have yet, they wasn't even on the clock yet, and they were trying to call a player, call ahead. Ain't no way." And yes, comes out. There's a phone call, and it shows. Yeah, he was on the phone with Omar, and the first two picks I don't have a problem with, but the mere fact that we was on the phone with a guy who wasn't who like we was on the phone with a guy when we wasn't on the clock ahead of time, and we end up getting Eagles end up taking the same player. This showed me like, man, I don't trust this franchise going forward without Mike Tomlin. Because I'm just thinking, do that. I don't think that would even happen with Mike T. I never heard of anything like that happening with him being in this franchise. We're going to phone with a player ahead of us being on the clock to get in contact with him, and then another team to select that player. It's the all-time fumble. I know we had some decent signing this offseason, but I'm still not high on this team, dealing with all the stuff from Aaron and all the bullshit with us hiring Mike McCarthy, and what's serious? Are we really serious about where we at as a team? Are we honest with ourselves? But yeah, man, it's just whatever. But here's the Eagles, the Steelers. We get Jeremy Bernard, who a lot of people like out of Alabama, so that's good. We got Drew Allard, which is another questionable pick, which I also hated this pick. I just feel like this is just throwing away a pick because I feel like it's just more plays getting thrown around other than him. But we also get Averett out of DB, which we have decent DBs on our team, but adding more to it wouldn't be mad. Get another inside lineman from Iowa, pick up a receiver from Iowa, got any other tight end. Um, who knows if he can add in that 2-man rotation between Pat Fryermuth and Darnell Washington. Um, we got to pick up another D tackle. Oklahoma got a safety. Like, finish off with a running back. I don't know what to say about the 49ers. A lot of people saying they use AI to get their picks. I don't know. That's crazy. Jadarian Pierce goes to Notre Dame, which a lot of people say he's really good, but he was overshadowed by Love. Um, they get him to replace, of course, their running back, who Kenneth Walker, who left for the Chiefs. But just the rest, and then I trust Snyder and his draft, and so this he got some decent players. Boomerang Bang go to Buccaneers. Tennessee Titans get Cornell Tate and Kendrick Folk. Um, Tony Styles go to Washington Commanders. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but so far, um, for people trying to grade the draft, this draft is kind of tricky. Um, you don't really know, like, it was more of a, I guess you could say, defensive line draft. Um, it was kind of weak in DB department just due to some injuries. Receiver was receiver the receiver the class was not all that great. You talking about the quarterback class? You only really had like one quarterback who I thought should be in the first round pick, and you got one who was hella like the Rams hella reach on the one. Um, O-line was good, just like always. D-line decent. DB was kind of lackluster. Yeah, safety was good, but yeah, outside of that, it's just kind of like we don't know. Dog. It's no certified generational star besides Downs and some different players, but outside of that, like offensively, there's no like once in a generation player. Even with Fernando Mendoza, it was, I think the only person who's really we can bet on being successful next year is Love. But we don't really know about everybody else. You had some decent receivers in the first round, but like this is not really a deep receiver class. So we'll see how this turn out. But I'm just not with this thing of grading and judging teams on who they drafted. Like we don't know how these people are going to be. Um, we just gotta wait till the season start in a couple more months. But yeah. I know for me, as Steelers fan, there's only like one pick that I don't understand that Drew Allard pick, but it's okay, I guess. He's not even a fucking Steelers fan. He grew up a Browns fan, so yeah, we'll see how that fucking turned out. As far as anything else, like I like who else we got. And like how do I feel about the team going to the off season. I think talent wise we got a lot of good guys, but coaching wise, um, I'm just I'm just not sold on Mike McCarthy getting us to the Super Bowl. So like there's that, and I'm not sold on Aaron Rodgers getting us to a championship too at this stage of his career. I still think he's like a decent player, but I just don't think he can lead us to Super Bowl glory. So I mean, but is he better than having Will Howard? I guess I don't know. I haven't seen Will Howard play, but yeah. As far as um, my optimism, um, I think we drafted decent. Just we had like two fucking like the Malachi Lemon and the fucking Drew Outlaw shit really scares me going forward with this franchise, but we'll see. Rams, I think that's you fucking just hella reach. Like you could have got you drafted a guy at 13, but you possibly could have got it on day 2. So we'll see how that works in the future. Maybe we'll be wrong, but man, I don't know, man. But as far as everything else, I don't think there's nothing to talk about tonight. It's getting to an hour. I'm gonna try to stay on here streaming longer, but man, I work, man. Sorry, man. We have to plan these stuff out. Probably on Friday, Saturday night, I'll stream longer for sure because I only go to work in the afternoon, so that's fine. So, other than that, man, thanks for joining me. I'll be more consistent if I can. So, catch you guys later. Fucking tired. Good night.